It's a pretty big day for Stadia news, and we're going to be going over everything from the latest this week on Stadia blog post, which includes new Stadia Pro titles for the month of April, plus 8 titles launching this week. But to start, we're going to be taking a look at the Hitman free starter pack. This is going to be absolutely free for anyone to try, no Stadia Pro necessary, so I guess you can kind of consider it a 4th free game for Stadia. As for what it includes, well, it's the basic Hitman tutorial mission from the first game, as well as Hitman 2's Night Call mission including all its challenges. In addition to that, if you play between today and April 5th, you'll also be able to play Hitman 3's Dubai location for absolutely free. It's available to try out right now in the Stadia storefront, and genuinely speaking, I think not only is this one of the best ports of any game on Stadia, but it's also one of the best games on the platform. So be sure to give it a go. But if you happen to be a Stadia Pro member, you can also play The Elder Scrolls Online between March 31st to April 13th. That's 2 weeks of free play. This title has been a Stadia Pro game in the past, but for those of you who missed out on it, well, this is your chance to give it a go and try it for yourself. Truth be told, it's a pretty crazy experience being able to play a full-fledged MMO on your mobile phone. But now let's go over the Stadia Pro titles for the month of April. First up is Pikuniku. It's a puzzle game that's extremely cute, but also has something creepy lurking underneath. Not everything going on is as it seems. You're going to be helping some very interesting characters overcome their struggles and uncover a deep state conspiracy. And for those wondering, this game does feature split-screen local multiplayer. Next up is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition. It includes all the DLC, and it's the perfect game to get you ready for Resident Evil 8 Village when it releases day and date on Google Stadia. If you're a fan of horror games, this is definitely one not to be missed. It's an absolutely fantastic title, and it really does switch up the Resident Evil formula in a big way. This also marks the introduction of one of Capcom's major IPs making their way to Google Stadia, and I'm super happy to see it here. The next Stadia Pro title is for the JRPG fans, because it's Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. This is one of the most hardcore JRPG series, and it's making its Stadia debut through a Stadia Pro title. It follows the epic tale of Adol on his latest adventure to uncover the mysteries of the Cursed Island. You'll be swapping from character to character on the fly to battle ferocious foes in lightning-fast combat. Don't worry about it being slow because this certainly isn't a turn-based JRPG. Overall, it's great to see a game like this appear on Stadia Pro. I'm a huge advocate for JRPGs on Stadia because they really do fit the platform extremely well. But now it's time we move on to the last Stadia Pro title for the month of April, and that's SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This classic hit returns with a huge HD overhaul, and I have to say it looks absolutely amazing. And while it is visually stunning, the gameplay remains the same, so you'll be able to relive your childhood throughout this experience, and I really can't wait to check it out myself. Overall, this has to be one of the most solid Stadia Pro drops we've had in a really long time. All the games are actually really good in their own right, and I can't wait to check them out. Of the 4, my personal favorite is probably Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition, but do let me know yours down in the comments section below. But now let's move on to the games releasing this week, of which there are plenty. First up is Killer Queen Black. This is pure 8-player competitive mayhem. The title was actually a big arcade hit, but it's now arrived to Stadia and other platforms, and yes, the Stadia version does support crossplay. Strategic thinking, teamwork, and lightning-fast reflexes are all very important to have here. I'll be picking this one up myself and diving into it. It'll be available for the special price of $9.99 for Pro members and $13.99 for everyone else. Next, we have Trine 4 The Nightmare Prince. This is a 4-player cooperative puzzle platformer that does sport some pretty fantastic visuals. It features a captivating storyline that follows the tale of a haunted prince as you journey through a magical fairy tale landscape inhabited by friendly creatures as well as a host of nightmarish foes. It's also fully playable in local and online multiplayer for up to 4 players. It's available on the Stadia storefront today for $29.99. Now we're taking a look at Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. This RPG is an award winner through and through, and I've only heard nothing but good things about it. Now I've yet to play this one myself, and I really don't want to go looking into too much about it as I want it to be a bit of a surprise when I dive into it. But from what I've heard, this one does feature a full voice-acted cast as well as a revolutionary dialogue system with some pretty unforgettable characters. If you're into RPGs whatsoever, this is certainly one not to miss. It's available today starting at $39.99. The next title launches March 31st and it's priced at $19.99, and it's Nanotale Typing Chronicles. This is a spiritual successor to the acclaimed Epistory, which is already available on Stadia. You'll be typing your way through this adventure, so be sure to bring your keyboard for the full experience. The story follows Rosalind as she goes out and journeys to explore a distant world on her quest to gather knowledge. It is worth pointing out that this title is one of many from the Stadia Makers program that helps independent developers and small teams bring their games to Stadia. It'll be up for purchase March 31st, priced at $19.99. Next up is Outriders, a AAA title that will be launching day and date on Google Stadia. It's a cooperative third-person shooter brought to us by People Can Fly. If you've played their games, you know just how fast-paced and fun they are. It's described as brutal and bloody combat combining with frenetic gunplay, violent powers, and deep RPG systems to create a true genre hybrid. It really does remind me of a fast-paced third-person Destiny, and because of that, I can't wait to check it out myself. If it's even as half fun to play as Bulletstorm was, I definitely think we're all in for a treat. It launches April 1st, priced at $59.99. Now we're going to be taking a look at Cosmic Star Heroine. This is a classic style RPG inspired by the 16-bit era, built from the ground up with modern mechanics and quality of life improvements. It features 3 exotic planets to explore, aliens, robots, magic, and forbidden technology, ruined worlds, ghosts, long-lost secrets, and conspiracies. Cosmic Star Heroine is a new exciting RPG from the creators of Cthulhu Saves the World. Next up is Kimono Heroes, a 4-player cooperative side-scrolling ninja animal pixel art brawling game. When the moon god turns the inhabitants of the forest to stone, 4 animal ninja masters must fight their way to Mount Fuji to break his spell. You'll use swift moves and an arsenal of tools and each master's unique abilities to save your home. The title comes out April 1st and will be priced at $14.99. Now the last title for this week on Stadia is Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel 3. This is yet another JRPG making its way over to Stadia that features an epic story developed across 3 titles. With that being the case, it's crafted for new and old fans alike and includes an interactive introduction to catch up all new players to the ongoing storyline. But aside from the epic story, it also features finely tuned combat that has evolved over decades. And this time it has the addition of features like Brave Order and the break system to open up new possibilities in battle. It's a very well reviewed JRPG, and I'm sure fans of the genre are happy to have it here. It's available April 1st for $59.99. And that wraps up this week on Stadia. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video question is simply going to be asking you for what Stadia game you're most excited for this week, be it a Stadia Pro title or one that's just coming out at regular price. Myself, I have to go with Outriders, but I do look forward to reading your replies down in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything VR and cloud gaming. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.